My name is Faye Taylor,
And I'm Gina Simone.
and today we're speaking on a subject. Um, is it possible to be in a gay relationship and not be gay?
And
What
I
do you
think it's
think?
very possible.
How so?
I'm living it now.
Explain. So you're not.
I am absolutely not gay.
Okay.
And we are in a very fulfilled, fruitful relationship.
Okay.
And you're the only woman that I love. I'm in love with you, only you. I'm just not attracted to other women.
Okay.
I am in love with your soul. It's not so much the outer shell.
Okay.
So for me, it doesn't matter that you are female or male at this point.
Hmm.
It's simply your soul. I fell in love with your soul.
That's beautiful, and I fell in love with yours, by the way. But I do believe that it is possible to be in love with a lesbian. I myself am a lesbian. You, on the other hand, are the woman who fell in love with a lesbian. Let's ask Mr. Incognito. Do you think it's possible? Do you deem it possible to be gay in a gay relationship and not be gay from a male perspective?
As a man, I don't know. I remember growing up telling girls who thought they were gay. I used to tell them, "You ain't gay." I used to tell them that they definitely was in a
Tell
relationship
me
with a
you didn't
girl.
say it's a phase.
I might have told them it was a phase. I might have told them you don't know what you like. You ain't tried me yet. You get what I'm saying? So I used to come at gay girls just to challenge if they was gay or not. You know, like
Is that what all men do? Do all men challenge the gayness of a woman?
yeah, the gayness of a woman can be challenged. Gay women have kids. Gay women sleep with men. Y'all use dildos. So yes, a gay woman's existence can be challenged to me. So yeah, I feel like a gay woman straight can experience love with a straight woman. I feel like a straight woman can choose to love a gay woman.
Mm.
So I just think it's all about labels, actually, and not so much your perspective or your experience or where you choose to distribute your love.
Time and exposure, you know.
Talk to me.
Uh, Time and exposure. I remember growing up and no, gay girls wasn't finna try no girl. You know, it was understood that she was gay, but you didn't see her trying no gay girls. Then all of a sudden you see these gay girls really did coming at straight girls. So, you know, like depending on what you exposed to, depending on like if you're willing, if you're curious or not, you know, if you really know yourself, you know, women go back and forth.
Now I have to be honest with you.
Mm.
You say gay girls challenge other girls. Like I've never really been that kind of lesbian.
Yeah.
Like I think more or less people know because of my persona that I'm gay,
Okay.
and more or less straight women will try me
Hmm.
versus
Mm.
me coming up saying, "Hey, you know how you doing? I think you're beautiful. Let's go out." That's really not my style. That's not my character. That's not how I move in my life. Like generally, I think it's my way, my sway, that
Yeah,
may attract
I can see that. Like,
a straight woman or a gay woman, for that matter. Like if I tried to talk to a girl, like literally try to come on to a girl, it would be so lame. It would be so rehearsed and it, so that's not really my style. Like I'm just me, and that may draw. It might be more alluring.
yeah, my experience with women are just by nature more comfortable with women.
Mm.
So yeah, I can see how you would feel like women might come on to you versus you having to come on to them. But women just by nature are able to love and experience love in another way. You
And
know,
that's not abroad.
it
That's not
shouldn't be
general.
defined. It shouldn't be defined, but it is defined when you classify homosexual and heterosexual and what the boundaries to those, categories are.
Hmm.
So yeah, it's defined, but it doesn't limit women. Women still have and are able to find love in people.
In people. Yeah, I agree.
Well, on the topic, I think in my experience, I've had a few people who um, were in love with the lesbian in me, and so I didn't uh, think that they were truly gay. Like some parents can just chill out. Like your kid is not gonna be gay. They're experimenting this in this chapter in their life. Like it's not necessarily their way or how they are. Like I think that when we decide to, if we ever decide to walk another avenue or just our time expires or our relationship disperses, I don't think that my girlfriend would be with another woman. That's just my personal opinion. Or if she is, I don't believe that it'll be as serious. I think that sometimes some women, you just automatically know that they're gonna revert back to the way things were before. You know what I'm saying?
To a man?
Would I?
Yeah.
At this point in my life, I think I live a full gay lifestyle.
I mean,
I can't say.
You can't say.
Cause I'm real open to change, and I'm open
Not necessarily
to.
change, but just something that would be.
Well, that would be a change for me.
Nah. I mean, you got kids, you dating a woman. With
Yeah,
kids.
22 years ago, like I literally, I had an encounter with a man, and I had a baby.
I get that time, and yeah, it would be a change. But I'm saying, if y'all
Not
take
impossible.
separate paths, it's very well not impossible.
But in this point in my life, it
I feel
seems
like-
fairly impossible.
I asked that because if it's okay for a heterosexual woman to experience a gay lifestyle, is it okay for a homosexual woman to experience what would be the norm of a heterosexual lifestyle? Like, would there be something she
That's
could
a
say
good
about
question.
you that after her you wouldn't want another woman, that you might be into another to
I will say this: if there wasn't after her,
Mm.
I would wonder who this woman is. She must be a very, very, very powerful woman. Like certain people's shoes cannot be fulfilled elsewhere. Like some people spend a lifetime searching for that one person that they used to love, or that one relationship that they used to have, and it's almost impossible. It's like a needle in a haystack. Like you just can't find it again. Like so, sometimes it's just it's a daunting task to try to look for the attributes that you had in this person with somebody else.
How about this? The way you support her, could somebody support you in that way?
Very well possible. I think even to be honest with you, if we're being honest, even in my heterosexual relationships, which were over 20 some years ago, I don't think that I had anybody who wasn't supportive of me. Like I think I've always selected people who were semi on the level of me in some sort of way. So I always had supporters, but I realized once you treat yourself a certain way, then you will attract those things. So if I treat myself like royalty or as a queen or king or whatever that relates to royalty, then I'll attract it. Like so if you see how I treat myself, then you're not going to treat me less than I treat me.
Right.
And that's just my
true.
personal opinion. You know, so I've never been bad in my selection of choosing a mate. You kind of choose people who has some of the same values and morals that you do. You try to.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
if I don't do crack, like I'm not gonna choose a crackhead. Like
Right.
I don't attract that. That
Right.
will repel.
But it's
Right.
kind of it's kind of the opposite of what the question is. Like, yeah, you don't do crack, but you wouldn't attract a crackhead, but she doesn't do women, but she attracted a woman. You get what I'm saying? So it's kind of like saying you can't say that.
Did she attract a woman or did I attract a woman?
Or either way.
It might be different. It might be different.
Either way.
Society will probably say that I came for her. Maybe. I mean, because she's such a powerful woman. She's such a beautiful woman.
Well, society might say she was chosen. Like, it just depends on who's telling the story. Like,
it depends.
And most heterosexual women do choose.
Yeah.
They're very aggressive.
Yeah, they gonna choose.
Although we have the look of aggression or dominance or more, I don't know what the word is.
Alpha.
Of alpha, right. Usually that's so not the case. Usually it's the total opposite. So the most manliest, the most masculine woman is probably the softest. So don't be fooled. The most barely man is probably the softest.
So where does the stigma come from? I guess, is it more so the image that the homosexual woman would often portray that makes her subjected to so much masculinity or so much, like, I don't know, hardness?
I don't think so.
Yes,
I just think that, like, she may be more dominant than me in most ways. But at the same time, she is definitely still a woman. And I don't see her crossing any boundaries and trying to give off, I'm this man. She's just more dominant or more masculine than I am, which wouldn't be hard to do because I'm very, very feminine.
Makes sense. I always tell people that's what attracts me most to homosexuals is those who can be a woman first and those who can be a man first. You know what I'm saying? Those are great qualities and characteristics because it doesn't put the sexuality first. It puts the person first.
So then, why is it that men can't try a man and not be gay, but a woman can? So a woman can try a man and totally not be gay, but if a man tries a man, then he is deemed gay. Like, that's it. There's a stamp on it. This is who he is. There's no turning back. He's gay now. What makes it different?
Men are raised different than women. So the expectation of who they mate with, who they deal with, that's taught different, and it's a societal standard, and that's just because men are supposed to be by nature masculine, and not to discredit homosexuals, but men aren't to carry feminine qualities, and to desire a man is something of a woman, and it's just something society don't embrace. So yeah, once you cross those boundaries, even through experiments and stuff like that, like, it's still shunned. It's still something that's not supposed to go on. A man ain't never supposed to ever experience what being with a man is like. It's just it's something that's taught. You get what I'm saying? Even I can't speak for gays, but I think homosexual men will say, yeah, they were never. It was never something encouraged. It was just something that they did and kept doing.
Right.
But it wasn't something that they could parade about.
Right.
It just wasn't accepted. As to where, like, women get clout for it. She just freaky. She just whatever. Like, nah, for a boy to be that freaky is gay. So it's a real thing.
Now gay has so many terms. Like, by me being a barber, like, I hear kids, man, that's so gay.
That's
like,
so
it's
gay.
just gay. And like, gay used to be a thing that, like, you are, freaky and you do kinky stuff, and like, now you can wear the wrong color and be like, man, that's gay. You know what I'm saying? Or you can say the wrong thing and they be like, that's gay.
But
like,
people
what
do
is gay?
Shit, you know what I'm saying? Like,
What is gay
What is
shit,
gay
though?
shit?
They doing the gay shit. They saying it's gay. Like, gay is either cool or bad. They choose, and it's a bad to me. You know what I'm saying? So it's a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, at this point, it seems like it's a trend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's from looking at women, just my exposure to women and gay women. It can be definitely a trend. That's why I feel like women choose when or who or what they desire. As a mate, as a companion.
I don't know, because that's definitely not the case for me. Like, I didn't care what anybody else in the world was doing. I just knew I wanted someone to reciprocate the same love that I was giving. And it just happened to be her. And when it comes to how I love her and how I cater to her, There is no regard to the fact that she's a woman. I just love her how I would love anyone that I'm in love with. Yes.
Wow.
There are no walls. There are no she's this or she's not this. It's I love her, and this is the genuine catering love that I'm going to give to her.
Yeah.
And that's that on that. I'm not going to not do something because she's not a man. I'm not going to probably do something else because she's a woman, as in regards to my love for her.
So do you feel that what stops more heterosexual women from experiencing the love that you're describing? What stops them from experiencing
Public opinion. If I, in my thoughts, I would say public opinion. Like what other people are gonna deem normal or abnormal, or how you're gonna be judged or labeled. I think more people would do it if they weren't afraid of what their parents would say, or what their friends would say, or what, you know what I'm saying, or what society says.
But do you think it's natural?
I think it's very natural. You know, they used to say, I've heard it, barbershop talk, you know, it's just not natural. But it's not natural for who? You know what I'm saying? Is it not, because it's not natural for you, it's not natural. You know, my normal wouldn't be your normal.
Right. And I, for myself, this is like my first and probably my last lesbian relationship, because I'm not going nowhere and she isn't either. But I would have to say that unfamiliar, uncharted territories is how I would have to describe it, because it's new for me. But the not normal, I can't. My mind won't wrap around that. Like I think it's a difference between not normal and just uncharted right now, or different from me.
But is it scary though, Faye? Like, you ask, can a straight woman date a gay woman? But is it scary knowing that she's experienced successful relationships with a man and unsuccessful relationships with a man? Is it scary just knowing that just as she changed to choose to be with a woman, she can choose to be with a man? Is that a scary thing?
I mean, I think that both of us could experience that same thing.
Right.
So
Exactly.
I don't think that it would be any more scary for me than it would be for her, or that I would be interested in someone else or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Same sex.
Would you consider that too to be natural though, in the same vein?
It's possible. So yeah, it's natural. I think
it's very natural.
I think it would be natural. But in my experience, I've had women that I've dated that was totally into me, and you know, when you date them, they say, I don't really need that. I don't really have to have that. But as soon as we're over, then they're back to that. So yes, it's been some hurtful times where I felt the pain of she left for him, you know. But what I see, and sometimes, you know, you get somebody who's good after it ends. But what I've generally seen is that those relationships are then unsuccessful, not necessarily because the men don't stand up, or you know,
It's because exposure.
it's because they've been exposed to this. So where a woman may care a little more, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think it's just the softness. Like, a woman might be more in tune with your feelings versus.
My question now is what attracts the manliness? You get what I'm saying?
What do you mean?
Like, I get women love in a different way, so it's easy for other women to embrace and desire that love, or even, you know, reciprocate that love because it's the love they want. But I guess when I think about masculinity, and I think about masculinity and feminine traits, they should meet somewhere. So like, if you remove, for real, if you take two feminine qualities and you make one, I guess I'm asking, is there what turns you off so much about a man? that could provide the same, or is it just you
Well-
found a woman that could do it?
Well, it doesn't. If I'm answering the question, it doesn't. Men don't turn me off at all. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just in this light, I'm not into that thing. But if I see a man that's attractive, I'll say that. I'll speak on it. He's handsome. If he's a king, he'll be represented to me as such. Like, I'll treat it as that. I respect it. I'm not trying to overpower a man or be bigger than a man. You know what I'm saying? I know my role as a woman. And so, yeah, you know, I mean, I'm a masculine woman, but I'm still a woman. And so I respect all men unless they are disrespectful to me. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, if you're a king, if you take care of your kids, you take care of your family, if you provide, if you the head of your household, I respect you as such. And there's nothing more, nothing less. Like, you know, and I can find myself to see an attractive man, and I will say, I'll voice it. If he's attractive, if he's fine, I mean, he's fine as hell. I might say that.
You do that.
That doesn't make me attracted to him. He's attractive to me. Attracted and attractive are two different things, and I think that people, even in me saying this, I may even get a jacket of being bisexual. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you have to be prepared for the things that come after what comes out of your mouth.
Definitions, attractive.
Yeah, so
Attractive.
if I see an attractive woman, I'm gonna say, "Man, she fine." I probably say that because that's just me and that's how I move. And if I see it, I voice it, and I'm confident in doing that.
And then the fact that I am now in love with a woman does not negate the fact that I don't see attractive men or attractive qualities in men. But that would be the same thing if I was deeply in love with a man. I'm not blind. Like, I ain't just turned off because I'm in love. I still have eyes. I still see things that are very attractive, and I can acknowledge that and move forward just like I would if I were with a man.
And I ain't trying to build no shelves. I ain't trying to move no houses. I'm gonna call on a man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm still woman enough to say I need you.
I guess that's my thing. I question homosexual relationships between women because I'm like, at some point y'all need a man, you know, like.
Yeah, and I'm gonna call him. Look,
At some point, a man needs a
you.
man. There's not all things that, you know, a man can do.
Absolutely.
I have been with a man who was like just the jack of all trades. Whereas I have been with other men who were so mechanically declined.
Now, my woman would too been in the house, so I
Right.
Does that make you feel less masculine?
Hell no, because it's getting done.
Right.
Does it make her feel less masculine? Like,
Nah,
you less
she
masculine?
enjoy it, so I wouldn't take that from her. Like, you're an aerospace degree, so that's her.
Absolutely.
So in any relationship, you're good at what you're good at, and your partner is usually good at what they're good at.
So, in other news, in celebrity tea, I don't know if you guys watch Black Ink Crew Chicago, but Ryan Henry has opened a new 9 mag, and he has eliminated some of the members of the old Line mag who was there during the groundbreaking process. Do you believe that he is a traitor or a fraud, or like, was that acceptable for him to eliminate some of his day ones for his new found team?
So had you asked me this question 10 years ago, I'd say he's the ops. Let's dig a hole for him in the back now. But you know, when you live a little longer, you learn different things. And yeah, at this point in life, I do know that everybody cannot go where you're going. They will, sometimes they are more of an anchor as opposed to a propel or a help or an assist to get you to the point that you're trying to go to. Everybody can't have a front seat in your life, and so sad for Van and Charmaine, but the bus stops here, you're off, next load.
So what do you think about, what do you think, Mr. Incognito?
I mean, life teaches you discretion sometimes is best. So even with discretion, you can't make moves. You can't let the right hand know what the left hand doing. So sometimes you gotta make moves in silence, and that means not taking people who's been with you with you.
Okay, so in the show, they were known as a family, as a brotherhood, as a team. Like, it's just the five of us or the six of us, and they were all in unison. And then he took two people out, which they all seem to be brothers in this thing. You see them on social media. You see them hanging out together, kicking it. Standing up for each other when times get hard, hugging each other, embracing each other. He takes two of the guys, which are two brothers, and they go with him, and then they eliminate one of the brothers. So is that disloyal?
No.
No.
No. In my life, performance, relevance, why are you here, what are you doing matters. You get what I'm saying? So
Absolutely.
Like, if I'm going somewhere, I have to make cuts. You have to be valuable, and not saying that your value, can be eliminated any time. It just means I have to evaluate shit. So
Right.
if I fail to evaluate and allow shit to continue, then I'm failing
Right.
myself.
Right.
And the brotherhood is still strong. Like,
Right.
So in my line, like, I played sports growing up, so it's like you gotta compete to stay here. So the starting five a damn change. You get what I'm saying? That don't make us less brothers because you get
Absolutely.
benched and I get to keep playing.
Wow.
When we hit the
That's a
road
good point.
because you didn't make the road team, that ain't got shit to do with me, bro. But I still love you.
Right.
That's very valid.
So you
We'll
said
be
that they
your
were
brothers,
family.
we still brothers. It should change the brotherhood. But
Exactly.
yeah, we gotta make cuts, bro.
Yeah. So they can still be family. It's just not business.
Business is business.
Like your liability at this point.
Business is business.
Right.
It's separate from emotion. It's separate from
Right.
ties. It's separate from. If it's not the business,
Right.
you gotta understand it ain't the business.
I would like to know what y'all think. Definitely give us your opinion. Let us know. Like, comment, share. Tell us what you think. Last week in South Haven, Mississippi, and in El Paso, Texas, and in Dayton, Ohio, there were mass shootings in Walmarts and different places. I went to church recently, and my pastor said or suggested that this is the most anxious, stressful, loneliest generation of millennials to come. Can y'all speak on mental illness, or why do you think these mass shootings keep happening? Mr. Incognito, can you help us out?
I don't know, mass shootings. I don't know why they keep happening, but of course it's a cry for attention. Like, people are looking to be heard, looking to draw attention to something that maybe should have been addressed a long time ago. But yeah, it does need to cease though. I live in Memphis, and you think about not even as far as mass shootings, but we got expressway shootings, and this a mass ass shooting for you just to be driving home and get shot. You know what I'm saying? Somebody be shooting at the car on the E-way, like that's mass shooting to me. Like, you shooting in a mass population, and anybody could get hit. For sure. So like, I don't know. Mass shootings are some shit that needs to. Somebody gotta get a handle on it, but you gotta identify mental illness as something that's preventable, that can be controlled. So people gotta start paying attention to folk. People gotta start the real deal being connected. They gotta start real deal connected.
Yeah, I think that this is a generation where there's no connectedness. You know what I'm saying? Where people are just only connected to their phones and to any device that looks like a phone. That's back in the day, I watched a movie once, and it was called The Box, and it was saying how we attract to anything that's shaped like a box. We attract to the computer, we attract to the phone, we attract to the refrigerator. Anything that is shaped like a box can have our full attention. And I also think that you are correct when you say that it's a cry for attention. A lot of times people are in homes with their parents and and they got a house full of people, but nobody sees them. So you can be in a house that has a mother and a father, and the mother and the father work so much, or they're so busy with their lives that they don't even notice their own children. And so when it's like that, it's hard to identify what a problem is if you can't see what's right under your nose.
Right.
It happens a lot. Children my son may not tell me things that's going on with him because I don't notice as much, or maybe I didn't notice as much, or he feels more comfortable talking to the man down the street or the lady down the street. You know what I'm saying? He's connected to something. So I think we all have to make sure that our children are connected to somebody or something that gives them a way to express,
a healthy way to express.
Healthy way.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think there is a definite disconnect. You are right about that. In past times, we were more worried about terrorism. In today's time, we are more apt to domestic terrorism. It's happening at home. We're doing it.
Absolutely.
And I do think that is the result of a disconnect. I do think that the millennials and basically the rest of the world right now we get validation from likes and loves and people on Facebook who don't genuinely know us. So when you're not the it thing anymore and you're not getting as many likes as you were before, you don't know how to healthily digest this, filter through what's real and what's not.
Very true.
And because there's a disconnect even with the people in our homes, we don't know what to do.
Right.
Which make us irrational, which will make us lash out in ways that are definitely not healthy. There is a stigma already around mental illness, so we're compelled to stay away from that. We don't want to tell anyone our true feelings. We've gotten on social media, on Facebook, and we'll smile and act like everything is coming up roses, when the truth is it's all weeds.
Man.
And then when people realize that we don't know how to handle it, we just don't know how to handle it. So whereas the disconnect is between us as individuals, the real disconnect should come from social media. Sometimes we have to get off, come back to reality.
This is very true.
Validate myself, realize that validation is for parking, and that's it. You have to validate yourself at times. You have to encourage yourself at times.
Absolutely.
You won't get it from the world always. You won't even get it from your family always.
Yeah.
So it's just a ministry in itself to be able to encourage yourself and validate yourself.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Good news. Good news we can use. So I started a segment in this show called Why Wine. As I speak on why wine, first of all, I'm a fan of red wine, but I sound off about what bothers me. And so what bothers me is people who smile in my face, but the dagger is in my heart. Tell me how you feel about that.
I feel that's fucked up, and it's actually my why wine too. Like, that is one of my pet peeves. I can't stress this enough. But two, I cannot stomach disrespectful people, and I cannot stomach disloyal people. And it makes me feel away. There are so many times where people are wanting to hug me and give me pats on the back with the good job, Gina Simone. You're doing great. But the whole time they're rubbing my back trying to feel for a soft spot to put that knife. Thankfully, I have the gift of discernment. And I know when your energy's not good. I know when you're being fake. I know when this is where is that soft spot in the back, to make it easier for me. Yeah. So
why wine?
At this moment, that is definitely my why wine as well. You just have to keep your grass cut low so you can see those snakes even before their heads peak. Yes, you do. And that's what I've been doing. And lo and behold, my circle has gotten smaller than an asshole. I mean, tight. Yeah, you have to cut them loose.
Yeah.
You have to cut them loose. It's unfortunate because typically it is the people who we value or we love the most or we think won't go there with us that actually goes there with us. So we have to cut them loose. Yeah.
How do you feel about that, Mr. Incognito?
Yeah, that's a whine about it. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I've encountered people as people, and people are people. Goddamn it, they gonna do what they gonna do.
Absolutely.
So shit, I don't even whine about it no more. It is what it is. Like shit, you can pour into people all day, and they can have a hole in their cup. You know what I'm saying? You wasting your good wine.
You throwing your pearls to the pigs. Yeah, absolutely.
So it ain't that that they fucked up people. They was fucked up for you even knew about it.
Yeah,
You know
that
what I'm
is
saying?
true.
You probably poured so much wine in their ass and took that long for the cup to get empty. Goddamn it.
Yeah.
You know.
They say you shouldn't pour new wine in old wine skins. That's the word.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, because it won't hold
Absolutely.
it. So yeah, that is not beneficial
That is
at all. It's not beneficial at all. Dang. So yeah, you have to be careful where you're pouring at all times.
Absolutely.
Don't waste your wine for real.
Yeah.
Ain't no point in wine in real shit.
Yeah.
So, I just want to leave the people with something, and if y'all can, just fill in. You know what I'm saying? Give people something to go by for the rest of the week. My thing is failure is something that you should do in a forward position, and a lot of people don't know how to fail forward. You know, failure is not always a bad thing. It's really what they say. Failure is success inside out. So you want to fail as much as possible, but don't give up in your try. You know, so for people who feel like they failed, it's always a lesson on the inside of it. Usually you learn, and just march forward. That's all I got for the week.
So I will piggyback off that. Famous quote that has always stuck with me is the Titanic was built by professionals, the Ark was built by amateurs. So propel forward, because they said they had the greatest engineers building the Titanic and it would never ever sink. Yet it did. And lo and behold, we had drunk Noah and just people in the community that believed in what he was saying, that built the ark that we know floated for 40 days and 40 nights, and it still did not sink. So just be encouraged. Don't worry about what people tell you. Don't worry about the embellishments, the decorations of degrees and other people's opinions. Just move forward with whatever you have.
Good stuff. Mr. Incognito, you want to add?
Yeah, real quick though. That ark was heavy.
That ark was heavy.
You know, it had two of a kind of every species. That was a heavy ark. That was a valuable ark, but that was a good point though. That was dope. But I would encourage people, change your perspective. Change your perspective. Like hard times are hard times as they exist. You know, everybody got them.
Absolutely.
But how you view them, how you go through them, how you move forward. You know, it's experience. Take the experience, learn from it.
Right. Absolutely.
And move forward. Change your perspective. Your glass is either half full or half empty, and I always want a glass that's half full.
Yes.
You know, so look at it that way.
All right, good stuff. Thanks for tuning in.